What's up, guys? Balmont here. So today, okay, yeah, I'm good. Again. What's up, guys? Balmont here. We're gonna begin a new series in this channel where I'm gonna talk about every single weapon and Returnal. And I decided to start by the sword / katana because chances are that you are not using 20% of what this weapon has to offer you. And I guarantee you, once we're done, you will never look at the sword the same way. So let's go. Alright, so take a look at this clip. So, you know, pretty standard. I'm taking things slowly here on purpose, and I'm gonna neutralize the bigger dog with the pistol, then coming right up. I'm only gonna use the sword because I have to. You know, the turret is with a barrier on. Then, you know, I'm gonna shoot this turret, and that's it. Yeah, so, you know, in the end, it worked. But take a look at this. And here I'm gonna use the sword for real, and this technique I pull is called hyper jumping. It's a little bit complex. I can explain it to you if you wish later on, you know, in a later video, but just notice how much faster I am dispatching every single enemy with the blade. Cool, huh? The first thing I'm gonna explain to you about what you just saw is a technique that is vital, is quintessential. Nothing of what I'm gonna tell you in this video is gonna make sense, is gonna work if you don't learn this technique. I'm talking about sword canceling. I already explained this in my 10 pro tips video, which I'm gonna leave the link for on the card right now, but I'm gonna go over it again in case you didn't watch it. By the way, you should, it's very good. Sword canceling is really easy. As soon as your attack connects with the enemy, you dash away. That's it. Now beware though, both your sword and your dash have a small cooldown time, so you can't exactly chain them as soon as the first dash is done. You have to wait just a little bit. If you've never done this, then my recommendation is go for the Sisyphus Tower if you already have it open. Then, you know, hang around the very first phase, the very first levels, and practice this technique because this is muscle memory. This isn't something I think about. This isn't something I calculate. Now, let's go into its practical applications. It will destroy every single weak enemy in one hit. And what are the practical applications of this? Well, for example, you're in this arena with a lot of turrets. Usually you'd fire at them. However, with the sword canceling technique, you can approach a turret and immediately dispatch it, claiming that position for yourself, creating a safe zone for yourself. And if there are turrets nearby one another, then you can dispatch them in rapid succession, clearing a very decent and maybe vital portion of the arena for yourself. And your sword will also dispatch other enemies in one hit, like the small dog, the stingrays, and the flying octopuses. Octopi? Whatever. And sword canceling also has another very beneficial effect. You see, it's not just a matter of dispatching weaker enemies in one hit. What it does is it saves you some ammunition. Now, Returnal has infinite ammo, but the problem is reloading. Sometimes having to reload in a very specific situation can cause you to get hit, and the further you are, the higher you are, then the more lethal that can be. So there's that added element to it. Dispatching enemies with your sword will prevent you from having to save, or will give your time for your weapon to reload itself, because that's something that Returnal does. But wait, we're not done. What about the bigger enemies? Well, you see, your blade also does some nasty things to them. Check it out. You know those bigger dogs which are always a pain to deal with? Whenever you strike them with your sword, you will immediately topple them. One hit, they're on the ground, vulnerable to your attacks, and in most of the times you will be able to finish them with your weapon very, very quickly. And the same goes for the three assholes. Yes, one of the most annoying enemies in the game. They teleport here and there, and it can get pretty annoying, but if you manage to reach them just in time and strike them with your blade, the same will happen. You're gonna stagger them just for the right amount of time for you to defeat them. And here's a little tip about the three enemies themselves. What I recommend that you do is, provided you have the time, you're not surrounded, you're not being swarmed by bullets, is strike once, sword cancel, strike again, dash away, and then finish with your weapon, with your firearm. In a lot of the cases, that's gonna be faster. And this also works for those giant stingray things that just stand upright in a very weird manner. You can stun them with one hit of your blade. And remember, if you hit and then sword cancel immediately, if you dash immediately, then you are going to be invincible as soon as your blade so much as touches your enemy. It's a win-win situation. Now, what I don't recommend that you do under any circumstance is using your blade against bosses, because first, it isn't gonna do a whole lot of damage, and second, it's a little bit dangerous. But for 95% of the rest of the enemies, your blade will either be lethal or prime them for the finishing blow. But wait, we're not done yet. Have you subscribed to my channel yet? Did you click the like button? If you haven't done so, then go ahead, man, that's faster than sword canceling. And sword canceling is really quick. You see, this is something you're gonna notice a lot more in the Tower of Sisyphus, but this will also help you in the normal game as well. The thing is, there are quite a few upgrades that will encourage you to use your blade, such as melee kills, diminishing your weapon's special attacks cooldown by 3 seconds, and that's a lot. There's also bonuses like 25% more movement speed and protection. And listen, maybe with just a couple of days training, you'll already be a pro at this technique. Once you master this, you'll see that your offensive capabilities, you see that your damage output, that your assault capabilities, that your mobility will be increased exponentially. So there you have it. This was the very first episode in our Master of Arms series in Returnal. If you'd like to support further videos like this, then consider becoming a member right here on the channel. All you have to do is click the join, become a member thing, you know, the button that's not subscribed right here down below. So this was Balmond speaking to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow with our pistol episode. If you think that weapon's weak, you're wrong. Later.